whichever commands are available. And then this is by default, you will get here one environment folder in which you will have two files by default, environment.ts and environment.prod.ts. For example, we need to deploy this application on multiple environments, either maybe client-based or maybe environment that like for QA, staging, UAT, or maybe for the specific client like Azure, for example, here, and then choice. So the environment, based on environment, the keys values might be changing. So for example, here by default, when you create the new application in Angular, you will get one variable available in this environment, which is like production. For one file, environment.ts file, since this is a development file, so it will have production as false. And then environment would be here production in environment.prod file, the production will be true. Similarly, based on your project requirement, you might be adding the multiple keys over here with respective values. So, for example, in my project, I have multiple, other than production, I have more attributes like eShop URL, which is my API URL, REST API URL. Then I have SignalR URL, which is for some my real-time communication. Then again, I have storage type in like Chrome, in any browser. When client-side application that you are running, you may need some temporary storage, which is available like session storage or local storage. So I'm using session storage for this particular environment. Maybe I can use for choice, I may use local storage, or for Azure might be session storage. So it depends. So the values are changing for those attributes, but the attributes would be same for all environment files. So to work with these in multiple environments or multiple client-based applications where you need multiple configuration files to be configured based on the environment or based on the client requirement. So you can, first thing you have to create the application environment dot that client name or environment name .ts file. So you can just copy this. And so for example, I have the environment dot azure.ts file where I have the same, but the URL might be same, the values are different. The second most important thing where we have to make the changes is the angular.json file, which is by default when you create a new Angular application, you will get this angular.json file, which is configured for two environments, like dev environment, which is environment.ts file, and then another one is for environment.production configuration for production file. So now since we have added two more files over here, if you see azure.ts and choice.ts, so I need to make the configuration changes over here. So where to do those changes, I'll explain you in detail here. I'll demonstrate you. So first change we need to make it in build section. So you have to just find out the build section. There is only one build section. Within build section, you have to go to a particular configuration section within build section. So this is build section here. Only one of match is available. And in this, you have again configuration section. So in configuration section, you have to make the changes for your environment. For example, for production, I want to say that, okay, for production, replace my environment.ts file with environment.prod.ts file during the build. When you will create the build for the particular environment, so it will automatically replace these environment variable files with respect to prod file. Similarly, for Azure, I need to create one more section. So in here, other attributes are there. Those might be changed based on your environment. For example, in my production, I want optimization true, but source map also false, because source map is something related to the CS file, which will be available during debug mode in console, in your browser console. So you can make that true in your QA or in your other environment, non-production environment. So this is my Azure environment. Here I'm saying that, okay, replace the environment.ts with environment.azure.ts file, which is available over here, which we have created previously in this section. Similarly, other attribute you can make changes as per your requirement, as per the project need, and then as per the environment requirement. So for example, Azure, I want to make the replication of my production environment. This attribute should be same. It's just a client basis distribution. So here, if you see, this is again I like the bundling, size of my bundling. If it exceeds 20 KB, then it will give you some warning. If it's more than 100 KB, it will give you error. Similarly, for choice also I've created the same. What file replacement you want, which file you want to replace with environment.ts. So it will take care of this. It will replace this file with choice.ts file. Whatever values are available in this, those will be applicable for this build, which will be, we will very soon we will build as well. Similarly, the other section where you need to not changes. In fact, you have to add your section for the particular environment. So this is serve, ng serve, which we use for building the application or to run the application. So in that case, we have to again add here also section for particular section for Ajwa and choice, which we have additional files over here. So this is my Ajwa file. What do I need to do that? Okay, each of India web build. When I build, I need to say that okay, it's for Ajwa. Similarly, so it will pick up that file, Ajwa file only while running the application. Similarly, while building for choice, you can say that colon choice. Similarly, so you have to add this section. This section won't be there when you create new Angular application. There will be these two sections would be there only. This is plain non-production, and then this is the production. For QA or Ajwa choice or UAT, whichever file you have created, similarly you have to give the naming convention to use that section. So similarly, another third but not last but not least is the section is E2E section, which is again there is only one E2E section. In this also you have to set your configuration for the newly added like production other than production environment, like for Ajwa, then for choice I have one more thing. So I think that's it over here. The changes required. So there will be two changes. Again, I'm repeating. One is in Angular.json. Three places you have to do the changes. Again, you have to add the file and put the values with respect to that environment over here, like whichever in your application, whatever variables or whatever like environment variables you are using, all those values you can keep it over here. Like for example, if you see here, in choice, my REST API URL is totally different. It's from different Amazon account, AWS account. But for Ajwa, my account URL is totally different and it's from different account. For S3 bucket also, since we will deploy this application in AWS S3 bucket as a static website, I'm planning to demonstrate you that. I will bring that video as well on board very soon. So if you see now how to build the application for a particular environment. So there is a simple command. You have to just say that okay, ng build. Usually we say ng build minus minus prod. So instead of saying directly like I say like minus minus prod, so this will create a folder in dist folder in the root directory of your source code. Like this is my source code C# India web. Here there is a dist folder. So if I don't give any name, it will take as a production folder. It will take the name of the eShop India web root directory and it will create one folder for an production file. But since we have our own like customized environment, like our own environment, for example, Ajwa. So I'll say ng build minus minus configuration equal to Ajwa. So it will pick up the Ajwa configuration from the angular.json file, which we have created over here. And for where to put that build, what would be the output path for that build? So definitely it will be inside this folder. So within this folder, I am saying that, okay, create one folder Ajwa and put the build over there. So right now, for example, Ajwa is there, already there. I can delete it or it will delete automatically once we create the, once we trigger the new build. So I will say Ajwa. So it will start building the production. So it will take some time because it's a big project. It will take so many like modules are there. And then once it is build is ready, we will get the folder, fresh folder over here. This was like yesterday at 3:27 p.m. I have trigger a build, created a build, but it will now see if you see now the folder has been deleted. Now it will create the new folder over here based on the build parameters. So now my build has been successfully completed. Since there was warning, I have sent that budget based on my budget. It will give me warning. Since exceeded budget, 2 MB was my budget, which has been set over here. So you can change that budget to avoid these warnings. Over here, if you see, we have set that budget over here, saying that okay, 2 MB maximum error after 5 MB. Since my file size is like the bundle size is 3.77 MB, so it just gave me warning. If it's more than 5 MB, then it would have given me error as well. So now my build is completed successfully. Now my build is available over here. If you see that today 12:30 p.m. Ajwa build was created. Now we will just quickly see how to build this, upload this build on S3 bucket in Amazon S3 bucket as a static website. So that you have two options. One is like from here itself you can do connect to that specific environment account, AWS account which you have. So you have provision over here to connect to a particular account over here. I'll show in detail in my next video how to connect to AWS account, how to create account and then all that stuff. But here we have S3 buckets. So now this is my buckets available over here. Okay, for this is my another one. This is for my choice. So I will connect to my Azure Drive. So this is the one where I have my bucket already over here. So if you see the buckets are changed now, eShop India UI. So you can connect with this AWS extension available in VS Code packages. So we'll just go over here and we'll just connect to Azure Drive over here. And then it's already been logged in. Since here we have like S3 bucket services, S3 services available. You just create the S3 bucket. So since we are the bucket is already over there available over here, I'll just say okay. This is the manual way how to create and delete the bucket. So you can just say delete all these buckets content, the previous build, and I'll just say delete these buckets. The content will be deleted. Okay, so I'll say delete permanently. So now this is my bucket has been deleted successfully. Now I will upload my fresh build which is available. Again, you can do this through Jenkins file. I have demonstrated that in my previous video. How to deploy through Jenkins script. How to deploy the S3 static website in S3 through Jenkins. So that will not go through that right now. We'll just say that, okay, this is my disk and this is my Azure build, which has been just now we have created. So I'll just upload, add folder as well. Since there is an asset folder over here available in my build, so I'll just upload that as well. And I'll say upload yes. And then we have to set the permission read for everyone. So because it's a static website, so I have to make the changes for a specific individual environment, individual ACL permission to get it readable from everywhere, like everyone can access it, and then just upload it. Since the bucket was already there and I already configured it as a static website, so building the S3 bucket as a static website is very easy. You just have to create a static website and then just put some permissions and put some configuration changes over here. I'll show you quickly. Since this is not part of this website, still I'll show you. First, you have to create the S3 bucket, which is very easy to create. Like you can just create bucket, okay? And then once you create bucket, you will get this bucket. Just go to properties, okay? In properties, if you see there is static website. So you just say that this will be by default, it will be disabled. So you just say enable, that's it. Once you say enable, and you have to give your default page for index.document like index.html, which is available in Angular application. Whichever, when you create new Angular application, you will get this index.html. So just put that in error. You can have your own specific page, or you by default you can put index.html as your page for static website. So to make this static website, you just have to create the website, eShop, for example, any S3 bucket, and just go to down and then enable the static website by editing. Just edit it and make it enable. By default, it will be disabled. And then you can just use, it will create a static website URL by default. You can change it to your own DNS name later on. And then in permission, you must make this to edit this public block public access bucket setting. It by default it will be all enabled. So you have to untick all to make it like available for the public. So it will be available once you have all this unblocked, like untick all these options. I think that's it from here. But on top of this eShop India like website, static website, you can have another feature in Amazon, which is like CloudFront. CloudFront like make this distributable. Like this application will be available in different geographies and different zones. So you can create on top of this S3 bucket as a static website, you can put CloudFront, create a CloudFront. In CloudFront, again, you have to create a distribution. And this is my distribution for this respective website. That will also have like particular stages configurations you have to do over here. You have to select the S3 bucket name over here. When you create distribution, you will get here option to choose the name. So all these like my S3 buckets available. If you see, there are 3 buckets I have created. One for my REST API, one for documents, and one for my Angular application. So you just select that application bucket, and then origin path is not required. Name by default it will give you. Then you have to set the application like enable origin shield no, so it will not give any course error. Then complex object automatically say yes. Then this you want this on over both like HTTP and HTTPS or HTTPS only. By default it will be on HTTPS only. You can put it on both. Allow HTTP method, you can say get at hand, or you can say put that get and head option put post as well. Then restrict viewer access, you must say no, so that it will be available publicly. Similarly, rest of the in this are most of the things are like they are like IPv6 here to say on, by default it will be off. I think that's it. You need to information. Then you say just create distribution. So once you create distribution, then you don't have to use like you will get one URL over here. This URL will be used to browse your application. So this is the final URL for Angular application to access the application which we have just deployed. Similarly, if you don't want S3 like CloudFront, you directly want to browse from the S3 bucket itself. So whichever application we have already uploaded our build just now. So you will get here, you will have one in your build, you will have one index.html file as well. So index.html file will also give you one URL. This is the URL you can take, and this will also browse the same way. So you can browse your application directly from S3 bucket URL by putting that going to index.html. You will get the HTML URL because this is our default URL. Or you can create a CloudFront URL and you will get that URL. So the application is available in both URLs. One is directly from CloudFront or directly from S3 bucket index.html URL. So this is how the application is built for multiple environments by putting the changes in, by having changes in your environment.ts file and in your angular.json file. And we build it by using this command, which is again ng build -configuration equal to the name of your environment.ts file prefix with, or you can say the configuration file, whatever you have given in your configuration, the section attributes in your configuration angular.json file. Similarly, output path, whichever path you want to give, which will be created over here, that folder will be created over here. I think that's it. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you very much. Have a good day.